colegas parlamentares, senadora Tereza Cristina, deputado Felipe Barros, em nome dos quais cumprimento a todos aqueles que aqui se encontram. Senhoras e senhores, em nome da Câmara dos Deputados e do Senado Federal da República Federativa do Brasil, saudamos a todos e a todas de forma especial e agradecemos pela presença nesse importante fórum dos presidentes das Comissões de Relações Exteriores dos Parlamentos do BRICS, como espaço fundamental de interlocução e de adensamento das relações intrabloco, bem como prestigia a diplomacia parlamentar como instrumento poderoso para aprofundar a democratização e a eficiência das relações exteriores. Mais uma vez, saúdo igualmente os ilustres integrantes dessa mesa, composta pelas seguintes autoridades. Ao meu lado direito, senhor deputado Felipe Barros, presidente da Comissão de Relações Exteriores e Defesa Nacional da Câmara dos Deputados. Ao meu lado esquerdo, a senhora senadora Tereza, profícua ocorrida em São Petersburgo em abril do ano passado. Nas 3 sessões que integram esse encontro, abordaremos os seguintes tópicos para discussão, assuntos bastante oportunos diante dos desafios atuais com quem o mundo se depara. São eles: antes, porém, registrar a presença do senador Jacques Wagner, líder do governo no Senado da República. Primeira sessão de trabalho: comércio internacional, fortalecendo o comércio no BRICS no atual cenário internacional. Nessa sessão, refletiremos sobre aspectos relevantes como o fomento do comércio intrabloco e o papel do BRICS no sistema multilateral de comércio. Segunda sessão de trabalho: investimentos, promoção de investimentos e transferência de tecnologia para o desenvolvimento sustentável. Nessa sessão, colocaremos em perspectiva temas centrais, como o papel do novo Banco de Desenvolvimento para o fomento de investimentos e a transferência de conhecimento e tecnologia entre os países do bloco. Terceira sessão de trabalho: finanças, instrumentos financeiros para um BRICS mais resiliente e sustentável. Buscaremos refletir acerca do financiamento do BRICS para a promoção comercial, oportunidades e desafios do bloco no contexto das finanças internacionais e de outros temas correlatos. Feitos esses esclarecimentos, gostaria de tecer algumas palavras sobre esse importante evento. Na atual conjuntura internacional, marcada por tensões geopolíticas, competição e estratégia entre as nações, desaceleração econômica, medidas protecionistas e por crises migratórias, o agravamento de antagonismo não nos conduzirá à paz e à prosperidade que defendemos e aspiramos. Precisamos nos concentrar na convivência pacífica, na cooperação e no diálogo, em oposição a narrativas que apenas acumulam clivagens e polarizações. O BRICS propicia aos países em desenvolvimento uma plataforma relevante para expressar suas preocupações e interesses, bem como para participar ativamente da promoção de uma ordem internacional mais justa e inclusiva. Estamos seriamente preocupados com a perspectiva de fragmentação da economia global e enfraquecimento do multilateralismo. Propagamos um sistema multilateral de comércio aberto, transparente, previsível, não discriminatório e baseado em regras mutuamente acordadas, tendo a Organização Mundial do Comércio, a OMC, em seu centro. O comércio internacional é importante motor no crescimento inclusivo de erradicação da fome, da diminuição da pobreza e da promoção do desenvolvimento sustentável em 3 dimensões:
growth in three
ambiental,
dimensions: environmental,
econômica e
economic,
social.
and social.
Também é grande nossa
It's
preocupação
also
com
great
o
our
aumento de medidas
concern about
protecionistas
the increase
unilaterais
of
e
unilateral
injustificadas,
protectionism
inconsistentes
measures that
com
are
as regras da
inconsistent to the
OMC,
rules of
incluindo o
the World Trade
incremento
Organization,
indiscriminado de
including
medidas tarifárias
the
e não
use
tarifárias
of
e o uso abusivo de políticas verdes para
green
fins
policies
protecionistas.
for protectionist
Essas
purpose.
medidas
These
causam
measures
perturbações nas
cause
cadeias de suprimentos
serious
internacionais e
perturbation
trazem mais
and
incertezas
bring
para a
more
economia
uncertainties
global.
for the global economy
Devemos,
itself.
sim,
We must
unir esforços
unite
em defesa do livre
efforts
comércio, do
advocating
sistema
free
multilateral de
commerce and
comércio,
multilateral
com vistas a
system of
enfrentar
trade,
os desafios
focusing
comerciais
on
atuais e
facing the
promover
current challenges,
ambiente
and promote
favorável de
a
comércio e
favorable
investimento para
commerce
todos, em
environment for
especial
everyone,
para os
especially
países em
for
desenvolvimento.
developing countries.
Senhoras e senhores,
Ladies and gentlemen,
é necessário
it's
e urgente uma
necessary and
reforma ampla
urgent
da arquitetura
that we
financeira
have
global,
a
de modo a
reform,
fortalecer a
wide,
representação
comprehensive
e
global
influência dos
reform,
países em
influencing the
desenvolvimento
developing
nas
countries in the
instituições financeiras
international
Tal
institutions.
reforma
Such reform
abrangente deve
will
priorizar
be
o aumento do
comprehensive
volume de
and must
financiamento
prioritize
e
the
o
increase
acesso
of the volume
simplificado a
of
recursos,
financial
sobretudo para os países
resources,
em
especially
desenvolvimento e
for
de menor
developing
desenvolvimento
countries
relativo.
and
Além
relative
disso,
developing
precisamos
countries.
viabilizar e expandir
Besides
o
that, we
uso de
need to
moedas
make
locais
possible the
nas
use of
compensações
local
comerciais
currency
e
in
financeiras
financial
entre os
trades
países do
between
BRICS e
the
seus parceiros
countries,
comerciais.
member states and commercial partners. The new development bank
Tem desempenhado
has
papel
developed,
crucial na
has
promoção da
played an
infraestrutura e
important role in
desenvolvimento
promoting the
sustentável dos
structure
seus países
and
membros.
development and sustainable development of their countries. We encourage this new bank to employ innovative financial mechanisms to mobilize resources that are diversified, improve the training and exchange of knowledge. We shouldn't forget to mention our partnership for the new industrial revolution, intra-block cooperation that seeks opportunities of common interest in crucial sectors for our economies, such as industrial, digital change, robotic, artificial intelligence, bioindustry, circulating economy, photovoltaic industry, and medical hospital equipment. To finalize, we reiterate the importance of diplomacy, parliamentary diplomacy as a fundamental pillar for our joint efforts as a one channel to understand mutually, building trust between nations, and support the pacific resolution of conflicts. Through interparliamentary dialogue, we reinforce the democratic legitimacy of our international cooperation, and we promote the values of inclusion and solidarity into the benefit of our people. As parliamentarians, we are particularly well positioned to help build bridges between the countries, our cities, our states, as our dear state of Mato Grosso do Sul, the state we represent. You are very welcome to Brasília, to our federal capital. Make sure you come back to Brazil. Don't forget to visit other countries of our country, especially our southern Mato Grosso wetlands, considered by UNESCO as a World Natural Patrimonium. Hooray! Cheers to all BRICS parliamentarians. At this point, now I give the floor to the Deputy Felipe Barros, President of the Committee of Foreign Relations of the Deputy, for his initial considerations. Good morning, everyone. Your Excellencies, Presidents of our Committees of Foreign Relations, and distinguished parliamentarians present here, I want to greet especially Senator Nelson Utrade, Teresa Cristina, ladies and gentlemen, special greetings to everyone. It's with great pleasure and deep sense of responsibility I want to welcome all of you to the second meeting of the Presidents of Foreign Relations of the BRICS. As President of Relationships President and of the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil, I'm honored to open the working of this important initiative of parliamentary diplomacy. This meeting represents a significant landscape of our institutional cooperation. After the success of our first meeting in St. Petersburg last year and the subsequent institutionalization of this forum by the 2024 protocol, we consolidate today an essential platform for strengthening democracy, efficiency, and conducting foreign relations between our countries. Ladies and gentlemen, parliamentary diplomacy plays an indispensable role that transcends traditional frontiers of foreign policies. We are a link between our commitments and the societies we represent through sharing good practices, legislative practices, and supervising public policies and democratic debate international. We contribute decisively to implement the commitments in the BRICS context and the cooperation between our countries.
Vivemos momento desafiador para o comércio internacional, com o crescimento de medidas de caráter protecionista, tensões comerciais e a fragmentação das cadeias globais. Nesse contexto, é importante discutirmos 3 eixos temáticos fundamentais, que podem transformar a realidade econômica dos nossos países e fortalecer nossa posição no cenário internacional. O primeiro eixo diz respeito ao comércio internacional. É preciso fortalecer e intensificar as negociações intrabloco. Para tanto, as iniciativas de facilitação de vistos para empresários, a promoção de missões comerciais e de feiras de negócios, a harmonização de normas técnicas e a simplificação de procedimentos alfandegários são passos concretos que podemos implementar através de nossas respectivas legislações nacionais. Paralelamente, devemos fortalecer nossas cadeias de valor regionais, identificando setores com potencial para integração produtiva e mapeando atividades econômicas, onde a colaboração entre os países dos BRICS possa gerar maior valor agregado e competitividade global. Nesse quadro, o comércio digital emerge como uma fronteira promissora, exigindo de nós um ambiente regulatório moderno e harmonizado. O segundo eixo temático trata dos investimentos e transferência de tecnologia. Como parlamentares, temos a responsabilidade de criar marcos legislativos que facilitem o acesso ao financiamento do novo Banco de Desenvolvimento dos BRICS, o NDB, e otimizem sua utilização para o desenvolvimento de infraestrutura digital. A transferência de conhecimento e tecnologia entre os nossos países representa uma oportunidade extraordinária. Por meio de programas de intercâmbio de pesquisadores, workshops conjuntos e plataformas de compartilhamento de informações, podemos acelerar a nossa cooperação em áreas estratégicas como a inteligência artificial, a internet das coisas,
such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and big data. But our parliament needs to create legislation for legal instruments that facilitate these exchange and protect the rights of intellectual property. The third and last thematic topic leads us to the financial instruments. We need to deepen our cooperation in developing mechanisms that expand and facilitate commercial relations and the investment support and facilitate logistics in international markets is fundamental for our economic growth goals. Dear colleagues, the role of the countries of BRICS and the Commerce Trade World Organization is relevant. We need to work together to support the necessary reform and guarantee the system of hurdle solutions in a balanced way. Besides that, our financial hub build an important forum to exchange ideas and political recommendations. Our committees of foreign relations can and must collaborate actively, dealing with instruments of innovative financial instruments and adopting strategies to mitigate systemic risks. Ladies and gentlemen, challenges we face are complex, but opportunities are even bigger. We represent countries that host 40% of the world's pollution, represent 40% of the global GDP, are complementary economies. As parliamentarians, we are privileged and the responsibility to translate this potentiality into concrete results for our people. Through serious and frank dialogue and technical cooperation and sharing legislative experience, we can build a more integrated BRICS and closer. And I conclude my opening words reiterating that this meeting will be a benchmark and that the results of our debate will transform into concrete actions that will benefit our countries and will contribute to a more balanced and more just world. Before I thank everyone, following the line of our President, Nelsinho Trade, Senator Nelsinho Trade, I want to welcome all of you and wish you all, and I want to invite you to visit Rio Grande do Mato Grosso do Sul, our Foz do Iguaçu waterfalls, and the wetlands as well. I want to thank you, Deputy Felipe Barros, President of the Committee of Foreign Relations of National Defense of the Chamber of Deputies. It's with great pleasure I give the floor to Senator Tereza Cristina, Vice President of the Committee of Foreign Relations of the Federal Senate, for her initial considerations. Thank you so much, Senator Nelsinho Trade. I would like to initially reiterate my special greetings to the presidents of these foreign relations committees of the BRICS parliaments. Welcome to Brazil and to our National Congress. Senator Nelsinho Trade, President of the Foreign Relations of the Federal Senate, my colleague of our dear state of Mato Grosso do Sul, Deputy Felipe Barros, President of the Foreign Relations and the Committee of the Congress, House of Congress. In the Federal Senate, Deputy André Fernandes, First Vice President of the Committee of Relations Affairs and National Defense of the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, ambassadors and other authorities present, ladies and gentlemen, when Gino Mayo created the BRICS agronomy in 2001, nobody could predict the many political economic alterations and the role that this conglomerate would take over the two following decades. Initially, a report of the investment bank referred to the big emerging economies with potential to transform substantially the center of gravity of the economic flows, financial and global. Today, we witness that our group of countries will transcend this original conception, becoming a collective, legitimate voice from the new world landscape. President Nelsinho Trade has already outlined the turbulent landscape we are facing, permeated by geopolitical tensions, competitions between nations, economic de-acceleration, protectionist measures, and migration crises. It's in moments like this that dialogue and the seek for common ground are indispensable. Our second meeting of the President of the Foreign Relations of the BRICS Parliament represent this objective under two fundamental dimensions: the countries themselves that integrate this forum and the role of parliamentary diplomacy. Our nations, scattered through many continents, have their own particularities, but beyond singularity that distinguish us, we have clear common objectives to ensure the prosperity of our people with resilience and sustainability, and overcome the anachronism that still persists in international agriculture. Among our differences, we seek the links that make us closer, focused on respect, sincerity, and equity. We see ourselves as partners on this journey. And it's really legitimate that the parliaments take the protagonism in this endeavor that will translate in peace, stability, predictability and development for the whole world. We are the house of the people of our federations and regions, and we are players through duty. By duty, we are committed to look for consensual solutions and overcome eventual polarizations and act on behalf of everyone's interest that we represent. I am confident that this forum initiated last year in St. Petersburg, that is being renewed in Brasília now, will contribute not only to the BRICS works, but for building a more just and less volatile world. Dear friends, the topics that are really emblematic because of its centrality and its pragmatic, eminent character, trade, investments, and financing, compose a tripod on which we have the perspective of growth of a society. And naturally, the systems are through the imperatives of sustainability and innovation. When I was Minister of Agriculture, I had the opportunity to visit most of your countries, the BRICS countries, and I always saw it and being responded concrete. I was even nicknamed as a traveler, professional traveler, at the time specifically agribusiness in Brazil. You ladies and gentlemen remember, we always seek to look in eye-to-eye satisfactory solutions, advance our interests and the aspirations of our peoples. I believe the knowledge of experience, we should continue making the difference. We need to respond jointly to strengthening and avoid multilateral and the laws of dialogue channels and a threat to peace. We have a historical opportunity and we won't be forgiven. It's the moment to act. While parliaments, we have this responsibility before our peoples. This forum cannot be a protocol exercise, but an effective space of understanding, construction, and cooperation. I wish you all a great working journey. May we all be able to work together this dialogue and the affinity of proposals into real solutions, that it will contribute long-lasting, cohesive, influential to a more just, stable, and more solidarity world. I won't need, I'm from the same state as Senator Nelsinho. Make sure you visit Mato Grosso do Sul and Mato Grossense wetlands because it's beautiful there. Thank you so much. We want to thank Senator Tereza Cristina, Vice President of the Foreign Relations of the Senate, and I give the floor to Senator Jacques Wagner from Bahia that will salute, welcoming all of you to this event. Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues and friends, presidents of committees of foreign relations from all the countries that are visiting Brazil for this 11th Parliamentary Forum of BRICS. President Nelsinho of the Brazilian Parliament, Senator Tereza Cristina, Vice President, and Deputy Felipe Barr, the President of the Committee of Foreign Relations of the Chamber of Deputy. On behalf of President Lula, I'm a leader of the government in the Senate. I want to welcome all the parliamentarians and all the ladies and gentlemen on behalf of the President and on behalf of the Brazilian Parliament and on my personal behalf. We believe in the BRICS journey. As said before in this panel, the strengthening and the seek for common objectives that will help us prosper with our countries and our populations is exactly what should be the focus of each and every one of us parliamentarians. I do believe in this journey of BRICS. We've had the acceptance and the agreement of many other countries being added to the group. I believe there will be a final declaration that will go through multilateralism, democracy, freedom of peoples and among peoples. Just to welcome all of you on behalf of my government and on my personal behalf. And as everyone is already advertising for their states, I've already been a senator and I was a governor of the state of Bahia in the northeast of Brazil, so don't forget to visit Bahia, our beautiful capital, Salvador. That was Brazil's first capital. Brazil has a lot of riches, a lot of beauties. You will have to come back here to be able to visit everything we can offer you. May we have a great event today and wonderful results. Thank you so much. We want to thank Senator Jacques Wagner. This first phase is closed. I want to thank all the members of the panelists for their contributions, and I solemnly and I declare the second meeting of the second presidents of foreign relations of the BRICS Parliamentary Forum. I ask all of you to stay in your seats. We will initiate the sequence of our works.
Primeira sessão de trabalho da segunda reunião de presidentes de Comissão de Relações Exteriores dos Parlamentos do BRICS. Sob a proteção de Deus, declaro aberta a primeira sessão de trabalho da segunda reunião de presidentes de Comissões de Relações Exteriores do Parlamento do BRICS, com o tema Fortalecendo o Comércio no BRICS no atual cenário internacional. Tenho a honra de inaugurar essa primeira sessão de trabalho da reunião de presidentes da Comissão de Relações Exteriores dos Parlamentos do BRICS. O tema sugerido para essa manhã, fortalecimento do comércio, é, sem dúvida, de fundamental importância para todos os nossos países. Apesar dos desafios impostos por um ambiente internacional cada vez mais complexo e, infelizmente, também menos cooperativo, os países do BRICS continuam firmes em seu compromisso de lutar pelo multilateralismo, pela inclusão, pela equidade e pelo desenvolvimento, defendendo a necessidade de promovermos um sistema de comércio global mais justo e inclusivo. Compete a nós, enquanto parlamentares, transformar os anseios e reivindicações dos nossos constituintes em medidas concretas e efetivas. Nesse sentido, não tenho dúvida de que a promoção do comércio intra-BRICS e extra-BRICS será tema de interesse comum. Podemos aprender com as boas práticas aqui compartilhadas e cooperar para o avanço de objetivos comuns. Antes de passar aos temas propostos para essa primeira sessão, gostaria de apresentar aqui algumas informações gerais sobre a condução dos trabalhos. As mesmas orientações serão válidas para as demais sessões da reunião. Esclareço que cada um dos participantes dessa sessão disporá do prazo de até 5 minutos para fazer sua exposição sobre o tema, que poderá ser feita da própria bancada onde estão sentados. Para garantir o cumprimento da agenda de eventos e a isonomia entre os representantes, o sistema de som está programado para soar uma campainha de 30 segundos antes do fim do seu tempo estabelecido, como um alerta para que conclua seu raciocínio e o seu discurso. Solicito a todos que falem sempre ao microfone de forma pausada para que a tradução simultânea possa refletir os pronunciamentos com a máxima precisão.
most loyally
Lembro
possible.
ainda que a
I
ordem de
remind you
precedência
that
das
the
falas
order of
foi
preceding the
previamente
speeches
estabelecida pelo
has been
comitê
previously
organizador do
established by the
evento
organizing
e
committee of the
informada a
event and
todas as
informed
delegações
to
participantes
all
com antecedência.
participating delegations
Seguindo agora a
in
ordem de
advance, following the
precedência de
order
falas
of
dos nossos
precedence
ilustres
of our
participantes,
illustrious
passo a
participants.
palavra
I
pelo
give the
prazo
floor
de 5 minutos ao primeiro
to
orador
the first
inscrito.
speaker for 5 minutes.
Pela ordem de inscrição,
Following the
concedo a palavra ao
subscription
senhor
registration
deputado
order,
Dr. Ali
Deputy
Al-Nuayan,
Ali Al-Nuayan,
presidente da Comissão
President
de
of the
Defesa
Committee
Interior e
of
Relações Exteriores do
Interior
Conselho
and
Nacional
Exterior
Federal
Relations,
e
Foreign
chefe
Relations
da
of
Divisão
Federal
Parlamentar
and Chief
dos
of the
Emirados
Parliamentary
Árabes Unidos, pelo
Division
tempo
of
de
the
5 minutos.
United
Com a palavra, Vossa Excelência.
Arab
Thank
Emirates.
you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Muito obrigado.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start by thanking our Brazilian colleague. Can hear me?
آیا صدای منو میشنوید؟
I'd like to start by thanking our
ابتدا
Brazilian colleague
تشکر
for
میکنیم از همکاران
great
برزیل
hospitality
خودشون
and
برای
for hosting
میزبانی
the 11th
بسیار
BRICS
خوب و
Parliamentary
میزبانی از
Forum.
11مین نشست
same time,
پارلمانی
I
در
want to
عین
thank
حال
our
تشکر
Russian
میکنم
colleague
از همکاران
for their
روس
outstanding
خودمون
engagement
برای
and
مشارکت
for
عالیشون
hosting
برای
the 10th
میزبانی
BRICS
از
Parliamentary Forum
دهمین
during,
مجمع پارلمانی
2024.
بریکس در سال 2024.
Also, I'd
و
like to
همچنین
welcome the new member,
مایل
Indonesia,
خوش آمد بگویم
for
به
being
عضو
a
جدید
player,
اندونزی
and a partner, and
به عنوان
also the
یک
other countries who are became partner of BRICS. And we look forward for their engagement and for their partnership. Mr. Chairman, I do understand that, you know, the world order that we used to know after World War II does not exist anymore. And that also has an impact on investment, on trading, and on economics. And I believe the leaders of BRICS, the founder, they had a vision, which we see the importance of having BRICS now, where we need to build a partnership that will add value, that will serve our people, that will focus on building bridges with others and serving the common interest. Unfortunately, the narrative that we hear now, it's based on that I win and you lose. And BRICS principles are based on that we all win. And this is where, you know, it's our responsibility as member of parliament to engage in promoting these principles and creating a culture with the parliamentarian diplomacy to focus actually on investing in building bridges that will serve the common interest of BRICS members and others also. And here I'd like to highlight that the UAE support the proposal of Brazil to add the principle of institutional development as part of the area that we have to work on in BRICS. I think it's very important that we as a group shouldn't be within the trap that our, others want us to be in, to start being in a conflict, get into issues with others. This group actually is to build bridges. This group actually to serve the common interest. And this group actually to show the added value to the people through the partnership and the BRICS engagement. And this is where it's very important for us as member of parliament, serving our people, representing the people, that we emphasize this internally and within BRICS group and beyond that. And we should use all platforms, especially the IP platforms and other parliamentary platforms, to promote the principle of BRICS. Our strength actually in working with these principles, promoting these principles, and bringing others actually to work with us within these principles. There is a saying that if you can't defeat them, confuse them. And we should be careful that others want to confuse us. It's very important that we should focus on our mandate, be careful of those who want to divert us from our path, and build this institution based on the principle that we share. Thank you very much.
Agradecemos as palavras do deputado Ali
I want to
Nuaimi,
thank the words of the Deputy Nuaimi,
representando aqui
representing
Emirados Árabes
the
Unidos.
United
Com a
Arab
palavra,
Emirates,
concedo
with the floor
para o
now
deputado
to
Mardani
Deputy
Ali
Mardani
Serra,
Ali Serra,
presidente da Comissão de
President of the
Cooperação
Committee
Interparlamentar
of
da Câmara dos
Parliamentary
Representantes da República da
of
Indonésia,
the Congress
pelo
House
tempo de
of
5 minutos.
Indonesia for
Gostaria
5
de registrar a
minutes.
presença do
I would like to
deputado
acknowledge
Marcel,
the presence
que
of
abrilhanta a
Deputy
sessão nesse
Marcel
momento.
that
Com a palavra, o deputado
enriches our session at this point.
Mardani Ali
Moment.
Serra,
With the
da
floor,
Indonésia.
Deputy Mardani Ali Serra from Indonesia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable delegate, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express our great gratitude to the BRICS Parliamentary Forum because this is our first official engagement to this parliamentary forum. So in these occasions, let us highlight some issue. Maintaining resilience and pursuing long-term economic growth have become very challenging in the middle of today's global trade environment, marked by geopolitical tension, supply chain vulnerabilities, unilateral policies, climate disruptions, regulatory issues, and digital risk. We must be more adaptable while giving infrastructure top priority along with technological development. At BRICS, we have the chance to expand trade, enhance financial cooperation, technology transfer, and cultural exchange, as well as infrastructure funding and investment. Hence, it will hopefully not only improve economic cooperation among member nations, but will also further increase our collective resilience to global challenges. However, it is also important for us to promote more intra-BRIC trade and investment and look into the possibility of using local currencies and other convenient payment options as a strategic method to strengthen our economic resilience so that we can better handle global economic uncertainty. Aside from expanding intra-trade, BRICS may improve its standing in today's global trade order by fully supporting the WTO reform agenda. As an alternative forum for developing countries' aspirations, BRICS has the potential to strengthen multilateralism by advocating global governance reform, fostering economic cooperation, and promoting a more equitable and just international order that represents the interests of emerging economies and developing countries. Encouraging the WTO to be more transparent, inclusive, and prioritize the interests of all members equally, taking into account the interests of developing countries in every discussion on trade. To conclude, BRICS can considerably strengthen its position in today's global economic scene by increasing intra-trade cooperation, boosting financial integration, and actively engaging in every effort to create a more just global trade order. Last but not least, we have to act now. We have to expand together. The evil is in the detail, so hopefully our meeting can put many policy into detailed action. Thank you very much.
Agradecemos ao senhor deputado
I
Mardani
want to thank
Ali
our
Serra,
Deputy Mardani Ali Serra,
representando a República da
representing
Indonésia,
the
pelas suas
Republic of
considerações.
Indonesia for his
De pronto,
considerations.
passamos a palavra ao senhor
And
deputado
now we
Juan
give the floor to the
Que,
Deputy Juan Que,
vice-presidente
Vice
da Comissão
President
de
of
Relações
the
Exteriores do Congresso Nacional
Committee
do
of
Povo da República Popular
Foreign
da China.
Relations of
Vossa Excelência tem
China,
5
Popular
minutos. Com a palavra.
Chinese Popular
Thank you. 尊
Republic.
敬的主席先生，各位同事，大家上午好
Mr. President, colleagues,
首
good
先
morning.
感谢巴西国会为这次会
I'd
议
like to
所做的精心准
Brazil's
备和
Parliament
热情接待
for。your thoughtful arrangements
当
and
前
preparation.
百年变局加
Right
速
now,
演进，
changes on senior century
冷
are
战思维
accelerating.
卷土重
Cold
来
War，
地
mentality
缘
is
冲突
making a
延宕
comeback.
不绝，单
And the
边霸凌
geopolitical
甚嚣
conflicts are on
尘
the
上，
rise.
个别
Unilateralism and
国家
bullying
到处
are
挥舞
prominent.
关税
Certain
大棒，
country
公
is
然把自身
wielding
利
the
益
stick of
凌
tariffs,
驾于
putting
国际
its
社
own
会公
interests
利之
above
上
the，common interests of
无
the
视
international
多
community.
边贸易体制和
Disregards
既定规则，
multilateral trading
严重
system
地
and
侵
established
犯各
rules,
国正当权益，
hurt the
加
legitimate
剧了
interests
全
of
球
all
政治经
countries,
济格局的不确定
exacerbating
性
the uncertainty and instability of the
历史
global
和现
political and
实
economic
提醒我们，
landscape.
面
History and
对
reality
单
remind
边
us
霸
that
权，
in face of
妥协
unilateralism,
姑
bullying,
息不是出路，
appeasement, and
唯有
compromise is
团结起
no way
来，
out.
才能
Only
有
through
效面
solidarity
对，
can we
赢得尊重。
win respect.
金砖国家作为新兴市
BRICS
场和发展中
countries
国家
are
合
very
作的
important
重要平
platforms
台，
for cooperation between
始终
emerging markets
致力
and
于
developing
维护
countries.
多边主
It is
义，
committed to
推
upholding
动国
multilateralism
际秩
and
序朝
making
着更加
international
公
order
正
more
合理的方向
just
发
and
展。
equitable.
正因为如此
It's just，
金砖国家
because
得
of
到
that，
世界各
BRICS
国，特别是
have
广大
win
发展中国家的广
extensive
泛认
recognition
同，
from all
日益
countries,
成
in
为
particular
全
developing
球南
countries.
方
It
合
has
作的
become
主心
a
骨
backbone
和
of
增长的
global South
发动
cooperation
机。
and engine
理
for
应
growth.
加强团结合
And
作
we，should
携
strengthen
手
solidarity and
维护我们
cooperation
的正
and
当
join
合法
hands
权
to
益。
safeguard our legitimate rights and
近年
interests.
来，
In
金砖
recent
国
years,
家在数
BRICS
字经
countries
济、绿
have
色
come a
发
long
展
way、in
中
areas
小
like
微
digital
企业
economy,
发展、
green
农
development,
业贸易
small and
便利化等
medium-sized
方面
enterprises,
取得了
and the
重要成果
facilitation，of
并在
agri
支持
trade.
多边贸易体制
It has
和
reached
世贸组织
consensus
改革
on、supporting
维
multilateral
护
trading
产
system,
业链、供应链
WTO
稳定
reform, and
等重
maintaining
大
the
议
stability
题
of
形
industrial
成
and
共识
supply，chains.
发出了响
They
亮的
send
金
a
砖声
very
音。
strong
着眼
message
下一
of
步的合
BRICS
作
loud and clear.
金砖国家立法机构
Going
应加
forward，
强协调配合，
Our
立足
legislative body
自身
should
职
strengthen
能，
coordination and
尽我们所
collaboration,
能推动
focus
大
on
金
our
砖
own
经贸合作
functions,
再上
and do
新
our
台
best
阶。
to elevate
一
greater
是要
BRICS
坚持
economic
多边主
cooperation
义，
to a new
维
level.
护以
First,
世
we
界
must
贸易组
uphold
织为核心
multilateralism
的多
and
边贸易
uphold
体制，
the
通过立
WTO-centered
法保
multilateral
障
trading system
提高社会
through
意识，
legislation,
营
raising
造
social
开
awareness,
放、包
to
容、
build
非歧
an
视的
open,
国际经
inclusive,
济合
and
作环境。
non-discriminatory international economic
二是
cooperation
要确
environment.
保
Second,
既
we
往
must
合作
ensure
延续性，
the
通过
continuity
立
of
法
our existing
规范
cooperation.
促进金
Through
砖
legislation,
在电商、
we
数
should
字、供应链等
promote
领域合作
greater
取
cooperation
得
areas
更
like
大发展，
e-commerce, digital
完
development,
善
and
特
the
殊
supply
经济
chains,
区、
which will
贸
improve
易
special
单
economic
证、
zones,
数字化、
digitization
标
of
准
trade
化
documents,
等
and
领域法规
standardization,
制定，
and other
促进
other
金砖国
legislation in
家
other
贸易便利
areas
化，
to
更
promote
好惠及各
facilitation
国
of
企业和
BRICS
民众。
trade to the
三
benefit
是要
of more
通过
companies and
交
peoples.
流互鉴
Third, we should
加强人工智能
promote
等新兴
exchanges
领
and
域的
mutual
立法
learning
合作，
and
助力
strengthen
金砖国
AI
家抓好
legislation
新
and other
一轮
emerging
科技
sectors
革命
so that
和产业
BRICS
变
countries
革带
can
来的
seize
新机
the
遇。
new opportunities of the new
中
round
国
technological revolution
始
and
终
industrial
把自身的
transformation.
发展
China
同
always
全球发
closely
紧
aligns
密
its
结合在一
development
起
with the development
坚
of
持
the
经
world.
济全
It
球化
upholds the
正确
right
方
direction
向
of，economic
践
globalization,
行真正
upholds
的
true
多边主义，
multilateralism,
努力做
is
全
working
球
for
和发展事业
a
的
force
稳
for
定性、
stability and
确
the
定性力
certainty
量。
of
中
global
国
peace and
将坚定
development.
不移
China
推进
will
开放
unswervingly
合作，
promote
倡导
openness
国际
and
通讯规则
cooperation
下的
and
公
promote
平
fair
竞争，
competition
维
under
护
the current
自由贸易
international rules,
和全球
uphold
产业
free
链
trade
供应
and
链
the stability
畅通稳
of
定。
global industry and
中
supply
方
chains.
愿同
China is
金
ready
砖
to
各
work
国
with
一
all
道，
BRICS countries
共同推动
to
构
promote
建普惠包
a
容的
universally
经济
beneficial and
全球化，
inclusive economic
服务
globalization
好各
to
国
serve
经
the
济
economic
社
and
会
social
的发展
development。of all
谢谢大
countries.
家。
Thank you.
Agradecemos as palavras do deputado Wang
We would
Ge,
like to thank the
vice-presidente
words
da
of
Comissão de Relações
Deputy
Exteriores do Congresso Nacional do Povo da
Vice-
República Popular da China. Antes de chamar o
Before
próximo
calling the
orador,
next speaker,
gostaria de
I
registrar a
would like
presença
to
do
register
senador
the
Humberto
presence
Costa,
of the Senator
de
Humberto
Pernambuco,
Costa of Pernambuco,
coordenador parlamentar do
coordinator,
BRICS no
parliamentary
Senado
coordinator
Federal.
of BRICS in the Senate.
Pela ordem de inscrição, concedo a
By the
palavra
order
também
of
pelo tempo de
subscription,
5
I would like to
minutos
concede the
ao
floor
deputado
5
Sergei
minutes to deputado Sergei
Haskikov, presidente da Comissão de Relações
President
Exteriores
of
da
the
Câmara dos
Commission of
Representantes
Foreign
da
Relations
República de Belarus, pelo tempo de 5
of the
minutos.
Republic of Belarus for the time of 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Brazil for hosting this important event. Belarus participates in the second meeting for the first time. Belarus's interaction with BRICS at the current stage is carried out taking into account the opportunities provided by the status of a partner state, while maintaining the ultimate goal of obtaining full membership of our country in the association. Belarus has always demonstrated its openness to partnership and parliamentary diplomacy in the context of sanctions, pressure, and economic upheavals. Jointly confronting challenges has acquired particular importance. As one of the world's leading producers of potash fertilizers and a number of food products, as well as agricultural machinery and technologies, Belarus is interested in deepening trade relations with the BRICS member states. The Republic of Belarus, being a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, actively develops and deepens trade and economic cooperation with the BRICS countries, either within the framework of concluded agreements and memorandum or within the framework of negotiation processes to reach relevant agreements. In 2025, Belarus presides in Eurasian Economic Union. Within the Eurasian Economic Union, the People's Republic of China is a key trading partner, with trade turnover accounting for a significant share of the Union trade with third countries and showing a tendency to further growth. The development of interaction between the Eurasian Economic Union and China is effectively built on the basis of the Agreement on Trade and Economic Cooperation concluded in 2018, as well as the deepening of interaction in the most promising areas of industry cooperation, including digitalization of transport corridors, development transport infrastructure and connectivity, customs cooperation, industrial cooperation, elimination of trade barriers, e-commerce. The cooperation between the Eurasian Economic Union and Iran is at an advanced stage. Thus, quite recently, on May 15, 2025, the free trade agreement between the Union and Iran entered into force, providing for preferential trade conditions. Before this date, a temporary agreement with limited commodity coverage was in effect with Iran. Iran also has the status of observer state in the Eurasian Economic Union. We are currently working on the implementation of the agreements reached with our other partners, with an emphasis on activating the development of cooperation in the industrial, agricultural, and high technology sectors of the economies. Particular attention should be paid to issues of infrastructure development, digitalization, and increasing the attractiveness of cargo transportation along the north-south international transport corridor, which ensures the Union's connectivity with Iran and the Persian Gulf countries and South Asia. Recently, the development of the Union's contractual framework with other BRICS countries has significantly intensified. Regardless of the process taking in place in the world, the benefits of mutual partnership between the BRICS countries are obvious, and Belarus is ready to become a full member of this organization. Thank you.
Agradecemos as palavras do deputado Sergei Haskov.
I want to thank Deputy Sergei
Representando
Haskov for
aqui a
his words
República
representing
de
the Republic
Belarus.
of Belarus.
Com a palavra,
Now with the floor,
deputado Supra
Deputy
Mahu
Supra
Mama Peno,
Mama Peno,
representando aqui
representing here
a Comissão de
the
Relações
Committee
Internacionais
of
e
Foreign
Cooperação da
Relations
Assembleia
and
Nacional da
Cooperation
África
of the
do Sul,
National Assembly
pelo
from
tempo
South
de
Africa
5 minutos. Com a
for 5
palavra,
minutes, please.
deputado.
You have the floor, Deputy.
Chairperson,
Yes.
the collective of the Presidium here today,
A coletiva aqui.
allow me to add my voice in appreciating the hospitality extended to our delegation by the Brazilian delegation, which is here today. By way of background, let me commence by stating that South Africa has experienced significant benefits through its membership as well as its association with BRICS. South Africa uses BRICS membership to improve investment, trade, tourism, as well as capacity building, and also flows into skills acquisition and technological capabilities that we see this relationship yielding for our country. In 2020, the countries adopted the strategy of the BRICS Economic Partnership to increase access to each other's markets, promote mutual trade and investment, and create a business-friendly environment for investors in all BRICS countries. Furthermore, the BRICS Business Council and the BRICS Women's Alliance brings together important commercial networks that promote trade and investment partnerships among the BRICS countries. To date, the new development bank has provided funding to 12 projects in South Africa to the value of 100 billion rand. Our membership of the BRICS makes a valuable contribution to the implementation of our economic reconstruction and recovery plan. Trade can be a key factor in development. The prudent use of trade can boost our country's development and create absolute gains for the trade partners involved within the BRICS nations. Equally, South Africa supports a commitment to a multilateral trading system that is rules-based, that is open, that is inclusive, consensus-based, but also anchored on the respect of international law, sovereignty, and non-interference. For BRICS countries, trade cooperation is not only conducive to the promoting development opportunities for member countries and even the world, building on its commitment to multilateralism. Although indeed, the process of national integration into the world economy has proven to be a powerful means for countries to promote economic growth, development, and poverty reduction, among other common goals. However, the current form taken by the global trading system and its financial architecture reflects a pronounced power imbalance expressed by the disproportionate influence over the global economy of developed countries and their large corporations. Although this imbalance continues in the global trading system and its financial architecture, these trends are rooted in the original Bretton Woods arrangements. Nonetheless, in building an African continent, trade agreements cooperation among the BRICS countries may present a vital opportunity to begin the rectification of this imbalance at a global level. Over the past few decades, the global economy has undergone significant accelerated liberalization, globalization, and financialization. One useful insight helping to comprehend how global products have been reorganized and markets controlled, reallocated, emerged from an examination of the structure of cooperation at a global value chain system. No matter the extent of unilateralism, its related tendencies, BRICS must forge ahead. We welcome the warm welcome that we received as South Africa here in Brazil. Thank you very much.
Agradecemos ao deputado
We want to
Supra
thank
Mahuma
Deputy
Belo,
Supra
da
Mahuma
África do Sul.
from South
De pronto,
Africa.
com a palavra,
And with the
o senhor
word now,
deputado
Mr.
Vijay
Deputy
Bagel,
Vijay Bagel,
membro representante da
representing
Comissão
member of
Parlamentar
the
de Relações
Parliamentary
Exteriores da Câmara
Committee
dos Deputados da
of Foreign
República da
Affairs, Foreign
Índia,
Relations
pelo
from
tempo de
the
5 minutos.
Republic
Com a
of
palavra.
India for 5 minutes. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chairperson. माननीय Chairperson, गणमान्य प्रतिनिधिगण, देवों और सज्जनों, ब्रिक्स देशों की संसदों की अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मामलों संबंधी समितियों के अध्यक्षों की बैठक की इस प्रतिष्ठित सभा को संबोधित करना मेरे लिए सम्मान की बात है। हम आज एक ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण विषय अर्थात वर्तमान अंतर्राष्ट्रीय परिदृश्य में ब्रिक्स देशों के बीच व्यापार को मजबूत करना पर चर्चा करेंगे। भारत वसुधैव कुटुंबकम अर्थात संपूर्ण विश्व एक परिवार है। The whole world is one family के सिद्धांत
and we advocate a global
वचनबद्ध
economic.
हम समतापूर्ण और सस्टेनेबल वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था कायम करने के पक्ष में है। भारत का
India firmly believes in
बहुपक्षत्ववाद,
the principles
समावेशी
of
विकास तथा
multilateralism,
निष्पक्ष और
including growth,
न्याय संगत वैश्विक व्यवस्था के
fair and
सिद्धांतों का
equitable global
पक्षधर है।
order.
गणमान्य
Distinguished
प्रतिनिधिगण,
delegates,
वर्तमान
the current
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय
international
परिदृश्य में
scenario is characterized
अभूतपूर्व
by
अवसर
both
और जटिल चुनौतियों
unprecedented
दोनों ही
opportunities and
मौजूद हैं।
complex challenges.
वैश्वीकरण ने
While
जहां एक
globalization
ओर
has
परस्पर
fostered
जुड़ाव
in
और आर्थिक प्रगति
connectedness
को
and economic
बढ़ावा दिया
progress,
है,
we are
वहीं
also
हम
witnessing
बढ़ते
rising
भू
geopolitical
राजनीतिक तनाव,
tensions,
संरक्षणवादी
increasing
प्रवृत्तियों में
protectionist
वृद्धि,
tendencies,
आपूर्ति श्रृंखलाओं में
disruptions
व्यवधान
to supply
और
chains and
वैश्विक
the
संगठनों
lingering
के
effects of global
दीर्घकालिक
crisis.
प्रभावों को भी देख रहे हैं। इस
In this
संदर्भ में
context, the role
11
of
प्रमुख
BRICS as a
उभरती
dynamic and
अर्थव्यवस्थाओं
influential
के
grouping of
एक
11 major
गतिशील और
and
प्रभावशाली
emerging
समूह के
economics,
रूप में
now
हमारे
representing
भविष्य को
approximately
सुरक्षित और समृद्ध
49.5%
बनाने में
of the
ब्रिक्स देशों की
global
भूमिका
populations
और भी
40%
महत्वपूर्ण हो
of the
जाती
global
है।
GDP.
यह समूह आज वैश्विक
Over the
आज़ादी
years,
के लगभग
BRICS nations have
49.5% का
of the global
प्रतिनिधित्व
populations
कर रहा है
and
और लगभग
and 40% of the
40%
global
वैश्विक सकल
GDP
घरेलू उत्पाद में इसका
becomes even
योगदान
more
है।
critical in shaping a
पिछले कुछ
resilient and
वर्षों के
prosperous
दौरान
futures.
वैश्विक
Over the
व्यापार
years, BRICS
और
nations
विकास
have
में
emerged as
ब्रिक्स
engines
देशों
of
की
global
महत्वपूर्ण
trade
भूमिका
and
रही
growth.
है। वर्ष
Between 2008
और
and 2018,
2018 के बीच ब्रिक्स
intra-BRICS
देशों के बीच
export grew
निर्यात
at an average annual rate of
9.3% की औसत
9.3%,
वार्षिक
outputting
दर
the
से
global
बढ़ा,
average of
जो वैश्विक औसत
2.8%.
2.8% से अधिक है। ब्रिक्स
Our
देशों
trade
के
with
साथ
BRICS
हमारे व्यापार में
partner
लगातार
has seen
वृद्धि
a
देखी
steady
गई है,
rise, growing
जो वर्ष
from
2008
$59.6
में
billion
$59.6
in
डॉलर से
2008
बढ़कर
to
2018 में
$118.1 billion in 2018,
$1 बिलियन हो गया है
with
तथा निर्यात में
export
सालाना
increasing
8%
at
की वृद्धि
8%
हुई है।
annually.
इस बढ़ोतरी के
Despite
बावजूद
this gains, this
खासकर
immense
प्रौद्योगिकी,
scope
ऊर्जा,
to
कृषि
further
और
strengthen
सेवाओं जैसे
intra-BRICS
प्रमुख
trade,
देशों में ब्रिक्स
particularly
देशों
its
के
key
बीच
sectors like
आपसी व्यापार
technology,
को और
energy.
मजबूत करने की अपार संभावनाएं हैं। भारत के नजरिए से ब्रिक्स देशों
From the
के
India's
बीच व्यापार
strengthening
बढ़ाना
BRICS trade is
केवल
not
आर्थिक
merely an
दृष्टि
economic
से
imperative,
जरूरी नहीं
it is an
बल्कि यह सतत विकास को
strategic
बढ़ावा देने,
necessity for the fostering
सामूहिक रूप से हमारी
sustainable
आर्थिक मजबूती को बढ़ाने और अधिक
enhancing our
संतुलित
collective
वैश्विक
economic
आर्थिक
resilience and
व्यवस्था
promoting
को
a more
बढ़ावा
balanced
देने के
global
लिए
economic
भी बहुत
architecture.
जरूरी है। जीवंत और
As a
तेजी से बढ़ती
vibrant and
अर्थव्यवस्था
rapidly
के रूप
growing
में भारत
economy,
के
India
लिए ब्रिक्स देशों के साथ
sees
अपने व्यापार
immense
और आर्थिक
potential in
संबंधों और
deepening its
मजबूत
trade
करने की
and
अपार
economic
संभावनाएं हैं।
linkage with fellow
ब्रिक्स के
BRICS
सदस्य
members.
देशों में अलग अलग आर्थिक व्यवस्थाएं कायम हैं,
Our-
परंतु विकास और प्रगति के लिए हमारी साझा
Our
आकांक्षाएं
diverse
हैं।
economic
इसलिए हम
structure
एक
coupled
दूसरे के
with
पूरक
our
बनकर
assured aspirations for
परस्पर हित
growth
की
and
दिशा में
development of
कार्य कर रहे हैं।
significant complementaries
सम्मानीय
that can be
चेयरपर्सन,
leveraged
भारत का मानना है
mutually.
कि वर्तमान
Respected
परिदृश्य में
chairpersons,
ब्रिक्स
India
देशों
believes
के
that
बीच
strengthening
आपसी
BRICS trade
व्यापार
in
बढ़ाने
this
के लिए
current scenario requires a
बहुआयामी
multi-pronged
दृष्टिकोण
approach,
अपनाना जरूरी
focusing on
है।
reducing
इस
trade
लक्ष्य की
barriers,
प्राप्ति
discriminants,
के लिए
customs
व्यापार
procedures,
संबंधी बाधाओं
and
को कम
promoting
करने,
greater
सीमा
transparency.
शुल्क प्रक्रियाओं
This
को
will enhance the flow of goods and
सुव्यवस्थित
service
करने और
among BRICS
पारदर्शिता
nations.
बढ़ाने पर ध्यान केंद्रित किया जाना
We
चाहिए।
must
इससे ब्रिक्स देशों के
actively
बीच
work towards
वस्तुएं
simplifying regulatory
और
framework where
सेवाओं का
feasible.
आदान प्रदान बढ़ेगा। हमें विनियामक ढांचों को सरल बनाने और जहां
The
संभव
discussion
हो
within
मानक
the
में
contact group will
एकरूपता
cover
लाने की
trades
दिशा में सक्रिय
on
रूप
the
से कार्य
improving
करना
data flows
चाहिए।
and establishing a BRICS
आइए
data economic governance
हम सब
understanding.
मिलकर अपने साक्ष्य लक्ष्यों को मूर्त आकार दें और ऐसे
As
भविष्य को
efficient
संभव
data
बनाएं जहां
exchange
ब्रिक्स
university
देशों के
for the modern
बीच
trades.
व्यापार
India
हमारे
supports
सभी
the
देशों के
development
लिए
of
सतत
robust digital
और समावेशी
infrastructure and the
विकास का
promotion of
महत्वपूर्ण
e-commerce
साधन
within the BRICS
बन
framework
सके।
facilitating
बहुत बहुत
business
धन्यवाद।
transactions.
जय हिंद।
Jai Hind.
Agradecemos o deputado Vijay Bagel,
We would like to thank
da
Deputy,
República da Índia.
Deputy from the
De
Republic
pronto,
of India.
palavra com o senhor deputado Mohamed
With the
El
floor,
Sayed
Deputy
Soliman,
Mohamed El Sayed
da
Soliman,
República Árabe
from
do Egito e chefe
Egypt,
da delegação.
and
5
Chief of
minutos.
Delegation. 5
you.
minutes.
أصحاب السعادة ورؤساء وأعضاء الوفود البرلمانية، السيدات والسادة الحضور، يشرفني ويسعدني تلبية دعوتكم الكريمة لحضور المنتدى البرلماني ال11 لمجموعة دول البريكس، وأود أن أعرف باسمكم جميعاً لجمهورية البرازيل الاتحادية شعباً وبرلماناً وحكومة عن أعمق الشكر وأصدق التقدير لما لاقيناه من حفاوة وكرم ضيافة. إن هذا المحفل البرلماني يعد فرصة هامة لمواصلة مشاركة الرؤى حول التحديات التي تواجهنا كبرلمانيين بغية تعزيز التجارة بين الدول الأعضاء في منظمة البريكس لتحقيق الرفاه والرخاء وتلبية تطلعات شعوبنا وتوفير سبل العيش الكريمة لها. وأنني أؤكد حرص الدولة المصرية على المشاركة الفعالة في مختلف الأنشطة والفعاليات والمبادرات التي تنظمها في إطار بريكس، ولا سيما تلك التي تستهدف تعزيز التجارة والشراكة الاقتصادية بين الدول الأعضاء. الأخوة الأفاضل، يشهد العالم من حولنا تسارعاً مضطرداً في النظام الاقتصادي والسياسي الدولي، لا سيما في ظل التوترات الجيوسياسية والأزمات والتحديات التي تواجه الاقتصاد العالمي نتيجة النزاعات التجارية المتواصلة وتصاعد الحمائية التجارية وتداعياتها على الأسواق المتقدمة والنامية والناشئة على حد سواء. وقد بات واضحاً أن مجموعة البريكس أضحت بمثابة تكتل استراتيجي ضروري لمواجهة العولمة التقليدية التي لم تعد قادرة على تلبية أهداف الدول وتطلعات شعوبها. فنحن نجتمع اليوم تحت هذه المظلة التي تعد نموذجاً واعداً لتشكيل نظام عالمي أكثر عدلاً وتوازناً ويسعى لبناء نظام تجاري ومالي يعزز استقلالية أعضائه، في محاولة جادة لإعادة التوازن للنظام الاقتصادي العالمي الذي يصغر بتطورات وتغيرات شديدة التلاحق عميقة الآثار على نحو لم يشهده من قبل. وفي ظل خضم ذلك الإيقاع الشديد السرعة، يشهد البريكس تحديات تتمثل في ضرورة الحفاظ على الاستقرار المالي بين دول تختلف في مستويات التنمية وأنظمتها الاقتصادية، في وجود عقوبات على بعض الدول الأعضاء والتي تعيق التعاون التجاري والاستثماري داخل التكتل، وما يضعه النظام المالي العالمي القائم على الدولار من قيود على قدرة بريكس لبناء بدائل مستقلة كالعقبات الجمركية وغيرها من العوامل التي تبطئ حركة السلع والخدمات، كضعف البنية التحتية للنقل واللوجستيات في بعض الدول، بالإضافة إلى التباينات الجيوسياسية والتباينات الكبيرة بين أعضائها في السياسات الاقتصادية والاختلاف الكبير في الهياكل الاقتصادية بين الدول الأعضاء والذي يشكل في غياب التنسيق في السياسات الاقتصادية والمالية عائقاً أمام التكتل، مما يعوق التباين في المصالح والسياسات التجارية. الحضور والأعزاء، إن دول التكتل بحاجة ماسة إلى استكشاف الطرق التي تتعامل بها مع التغيرات في مشهد النظم التجارية العالمية، وفي الوقت نفسه تعزيز العلاقات الاقتصادية الداخلية وتوسيع التحالف الاستراتيجي لمواجهة التحولات السياسية الأوسع نطاقاً، وتعزيز التعاون في مجالات التجارة والاستثمار والتنمية الاقتصادية، وتعزيز دول التكتل في تشكيل عالم جديد. إن تجمع دول البريكس يساهم بدور فعال في دعم النظام التجاري متعدد الأطراف، ويعزز سلاسل الإمداد العالمية، ويفتح آفاقاً أوسع للشمول المالي والتكتل الصناعي بين الدول الأعضاء والتي تشكل نحو ثلث حجم الاقتصاد العالمي. وفي ظل مساعي دول مجموعة البريكس لتجاوز التحديات التي تعيق جهودها في تعزيز التجارة البينية والتكتل الاقتصادي، جاءت استراتيجية بريكس 2025 كاستجابة مباشرة لتلك التحديات لتكون إطاراً شاملاً لتوجيه العمل المشترك بين الدول الأعضاء في مواجهة القضايا المعقدة مثل عدم الاستقرار الاقتصادي والهيمنة الأحادية من خلال التركيز على تطوير البنية التحتية واللوجستيات التي تربط الأسواق داخل المجموعة، وتعزز التجارة بالعملات المحلية وتعميق التعاون في مجالات التجارة الإلكترونية وتفعيل دور بنك التنمية الجديد. وأود هنا من منبركم الكريم الإشادة باستراتيجية بريكس 2025 التي تمثل خطوة طموحة نحو تعزيز التعاون بين دول الجنوب العالمي ومواجهة التحديات المشتركة، ويستقر في قناعتي أن هذه الاستراتيجية تعكس رؤية شاملة لبناء نظام عالمي أكثر عدلاً وتوازناً قائم على الشراكة والتنمية المستدامة، وتعكس في الوقت نفسه مدى التزام دول بريكس بتعزيز التكتل الاقتصادي والتكنولوجي ودعم الابتكار والبنية التحتية، وإنها أصبحت نموذجاً يحتذى به في العمل الجماعي بعيداً عن الهيمنة الأحادية. الزميلات والزملاء الكرام، إنني على ثقة من أن البرلمانيين المجتمعين هنا اليوم سوف يتعاملون مع قضية تعزيز التجارة في إطار بريكس بكل ما هو جدير بما هو اهتمام وعناية، وليس هذا بغريب عن البرلمانيين الذين يعبرون بحق عن إرادة الشعوب وتمثيل مصالحهم ونقل تطلعاتهم إلى المستوى الإقليمي والدولي. وفي السياق نفسه دعوة الحكومات إلى تعزيز التعاون بين دول بريكس في المجالات الاقتصادية والمالية وتطور المشروعات المشتركة وتشجيع استخدام العملات المحلية في التجارة والاستثمار بين دول المجموعة لتعزيز الاستقلالية المالية ودعم موازنات وخطط تمويل مشروعات استراتيجية تتماشى مع أولويات بريكس 25. إن الدعوة لتوقيع اتفاقيات تجارية ثنائية وجماعية أصبحت أمرا ملحا في خطوة لتقليل الرسوم الجمركية والحواجز غير الجمركية. وفي الختام أتمنى لمؤتمرنا التوفيق والنجاح والخروج بتوصيات تخدم
gathered
أهداف
here today
وتطلعات
will address the
شعوبنا،
issue
ولكم
of
جميعا
strengthening
كل
the
التحية
trade within the
والتقدير على
BRICS
جهودكم
framework, within
الرخيصة.
the
شكرا على
attention
الاستماع وحسن المتابعة.
and care it deserves. So this is not surprising.
Shukran, deputado Mohamed El Sayed Soliman.
Deputy El
representante
Hayed
da
Soliman,
República Árabe do
representing
Egito e
the
chefe da
Arab
delegação.
Republic of
De
Egypt.
pronto, com a palavra,
Now
o
with
senhor
the floor,
Ahmad
Mr.
Naderi,
Ahmad Naderi,
membro da mesa diretora e
member
presidente
of
do
the
Grupo de Amizade
Directing
Parlamentar Irã-Brasil
Committee
da Assembleia
Iran-Brazil
Consultiva
from the
Islâmica da
Consulting
República Islâmica
Islamic
do Irã.
of
Ao tempo de
Iran,
5 minutos.
Republic of Iran. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes.
In the name of God, dear colleagues, honorable chairs of foreign relations committees, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the government and Federal Parliament of Brazil for their tireless efforts in organizing this important meeting. Iran, despite facing unlawful unilateral sanctions, emphasizes that economic cooperation with BRICS should be grounded in mutual respect, shared interest, and economic justice. Parliaments play a crucial role in shaping BRICS' global influence and position. In today's shifting world order, reforming global financial system and monetary structures, promoting intra-BRICS trade are essential. Parliamentary cooperation through policy exchange and legislative alignment can significantly enhance economic diplomacy. One of BRICS' core principles is the rejection of unilateral sanctions and coercive measures. BRICS' opposition to unilateral sanctions not only strengthens trade among members, but also upholds sovereignty and fair international cooperation. Strengthening intra-BRICS trade is not merely economic, it's a strategic imperative for more balanced multipolar world. We must develop common legal and regulatory framework for trade, investment, and dispute resolution to boost investor confidence and ensure economic predictability. Harmonizing fiscal and monetary policies will enhance our collective strength in global negotiations, especially at the International Monetary Fund and World Trade Organization. Preferential trade agreements, reduced trade barriers, and greater cooperation in key sectors like technology, renewable energy, and creative industries can unlock new growth paths. Diversifying markets, especially in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, is also crucial. One of our key responsibilities is to establish rules and regulations that facilitate trade, financial, and monetary interactions among BRICS countries. These laws must be designed to create a safe, transparent, and supportive environment for mutual economic growth and prosperity. We must resolutely resist the protectionist policies of certain countries that create barriers to free trade. We should focus on promoting free and fair trade and avoid unnecessary obstacles. This is particularly important in sectors such as agriculture, industry, and services, where protectionist policies can distort markets, reduce competitiveness, and increase costs for consumers. Investment, especially in infrastructure and modern technology, is vital. We must create an attractive environment for both domestic and foreign investors by simplifying investment procedures, offering financial incentives, and reducing bureaucratic barriers. Furthermore, supporting investment in technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of Things can increase productivity and position BRICS at the forefront for global innovation. In the digital age, the development of e-commerce and advanced technologies can play a transformative role in the BRICS economics. E-commerce platforms can give small businesses access to global markets, while the use of digital technologies in customs and logistics can reduce time and trade costs. Lowering tariffs and non-tariff barriers, along with simplifying customs procedures, will increase trade volume among BRICS member states. Iran believes that today, more than ever, BRICS countries need cohesion and synergy. With our rich energy resources, strategic geographic position, and skilled human capital, we can take effective steps toward reducing dependence on oppressive sanctions and redefining global economic relations. I am confident that today's discussions will pave the way for deeper cooperation and greater achievements. I wish you all success.
Agradecemos o
We would like
deputado
to thank
Ahmad Naderi,
Deputy Ahmad
representando
Naderi,
aqui
representing
a República Islâmica
the
do Irã,
Republic of
ao tempo que
Iran,
passo a palavra
and
ao
I'll
senhor
pass the
Félix
floor
Arpi
to
Arpi,
Ms.
presidente
Felix
da Comissão de
Arpi
Política
Arpi,
Internacional da
President
Câmara de Senadores
of
da
the
Assembleia Legislativa
International
Plurinacional
Policy
do Estado da Bolívia,
of the State
pelo
of
tempo de
Bolivia for the
5
time
minutos.
of 5 minutes.
Gracias. Primeiro, saludar a
Muito obrigado. Em primeiro lugar, cumprimentar a mesa de uma sessão tão importante, cumprimentar aos parlamentares e senhores e senhoras que estão aqui. Em primeiro lugar, a Bolívia agradece aos países fundadores deste BRICS de ter utilizado isso como Estado sócio deste grande acordo. A Bolívia é um país em desenvolvimento.
Se vai tomar a palavra inaugural, onde dizem que o comércio deve ser entre sócios, não sócios ou não patrones ou peones.
Não chefes
ou
operários.
Nesse sentido, Bolívia tem muitas coisas que oferecer.
In this sense, Bolivia has much to offer, mainly being a country that is in development. We today have the potentiality to clean energy, that's the biggest reservoir of lithium and rare ground. We also offer to the BRICS country and developed country that you can invest in those sectors to take advantage of the so important elements to world modernity, always respecting protecting the resilience, the environmental resilience. This is what we take care about, what we care about, and at the same time, we have the same potentialities that are not still well explored, as even we were being submitted to the unilateralism. This is why we contribute in the multilateralism to work together in the solidarity and the complementarity of the countries member of BRICS and add more countries to this modern system, to the management of commerce technology in the world. We're in Bolivia and South America. We are just few countries that are immersed in BRICS. This is why we thank you to the Federative Republic of Brazil to support us, so we will be partners in this multipolar world that we do believe that is a solution. It's a pacific solution for development in the world, as we have already suffered for a long time, the multilateralism in the economy and also the by ideology. So today we offer to the BRICS countries, we all that belongs to the parliament, we can build normatives with a legal safety for a responsible inversion, that nobody could be harmed in this understanding of what is solidarity and complementarity. This is why Bolivia is present here. We are ready to work with the countries of BRICS, so we can show to the world that this is a new way to manage economy through commerce that can benefit all the countries in the world, and this is why Bolivia is very thankful, and hopefully we can get good conclusions that will work for us as a benchmark to build the new normatives in the country that we are part as partners in BRICS. Thank you very much to all organizers and all you that have attended this meeting. Thank you very much.
Agradecemos ao senador Félix Arpe, representando aqui o Estado Plurinacional da Bolívia. De pronto, passo a palavra ao senhor deputado Alberto Nunes Betancourt, representando aqui a Assembleia Nacional do Poder Popular da República de Cuba, ao tempo de 5 minutos.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Greetings for the presidency, all the delegates that have attended this meeting. On behalf of the National Assembly of the Popular Power of the Republic of Cuba, we thank you for the warm welcome we had, and also I'd like to greet the direction of the Cuban Committee for participate in this. BRICS is a challenge of the Occidental hegemony. Right after the partnership with the emerging countries that have expanded, and now it's converted in a geopolitical actor with a deep impact in international order. This is how the potentialism is getting potentialized and then leave behind the transition, unavoidable transition to the multipolar world. This growth includes the incorporation of another 6 countries to define founders beyond some other nations in the quality of associated, make that the bloc will advance in around 46% of the world population and around 1/3 of the GDP, global GDP. The Cuban deputies celebrate this and this development, and we claim for the development of interparliamentarian growth for the countries that belong to the bloc. We advance in a matter of commerce because we consider this vital, as well as the proposal to deep in the dialogue about the fiscal and economic political, the creation of alliance for the new industrial revolution based in the modernization of productive change to promote the industrial innovation and the technology transfer in strategic sectors. The challenge of BRICS is followed by the will to create a financial institution as the new development bank and the ambitious proposal to create local currency in the international market to reduce the dependency on US dollar, creating project and with an autochthonous financial support. With that, this will allow countries of Africa and Latin America historically explored by Occidental potencies developing infrastructure and technology projects in better conditions if we compare them to the ones imposed by the International Monetary Fund. One of the goals of BRICS is to improve the monetary system that we have in the world. If we need to highlight that BRICS search to make the electronic e-commerce a powerful tool for the world growth. What we say, the role of the BRICS Parliament to build a better and expansive and inclusive world, create better laws and the inclusion of another country. Cuba, even with the economic war that it's imposed over and over again, regardless the administration that we have in the USA, fulfill and comply and with the sustainable development and wants to work in a new monetary development in the world. We advocate for a new multilateral, fair, equity, non-excluded system in the world, mainly for the development countries, and we identify that as a principle of country the defense of a new multilateral world, the search for a more stable financial world and less dependent of the US dollar. We share and we refuse the unilateral measures that harm so much the commerce in the world. The same way we express our fair aspiration to build a better cooperation model each time more and more, working with solidarity. As it's true that BRICS has shown its efficiency, but we can get even more in the global world for inversions. Cuba can be an interesting center for BRICS commerce in the region of Caribbean. There are examples of the initiative in the strip of Cuba, our country council with special development in the Western, and have a wide range of inversion. Modestly, we must remind in this context that the most powerful resource that Cuba has its people. This is the concrete support we can give in case we have a triangle project. The knowledge that we have are expressed in the different areas. Maybe the most visible results we have in the biotechnological and pharmaceutical industry and also in the medical services. We reaffirm our will to be part of an associated country of this strong block of present and future.
Agradecemos o deputado Alberto Nunes Bettencourt, representando aqui a República Popular da Cuba. Antes de passar a palavra ao último participante, gostaria de fazer uma saudação à única parlamentar mulher que está aqui entre nós, a membro dos Emirados Árabes, Sara Falakras. Uma saudação especial a você.
Round of applause for her.
Concedo a palavra ao senhor deputado Busayo Olu Ole Oke, representando aqui a República Federal da Nigéria. 5 minutos.
5 minutes, please.
Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado.
Warm greetings from Nigerian Parliament. And I want to use this occasion to appreciate the funders of BRICS. The symbol of democracy across the globe remains the parliament. And today, when we evaluate the strength of BRICS and our partners, you have the 41% of the global population seated there. So it's a very unique occasion. In the early 20s, as a student in the UK, I was conducting a research, and I stumbled on a write-up about BRICS. Then it looks too idealistic and far-fetched. However, 2 decades on, we have BRICS fully functional, with organs, with goals, with targets, and with a clear agenda. At that time, In Nigeria, we are hoping that it could be changed to BRICS with the inclusion of Nigeria. The global order is shifting economically, politically, and technologically. The certainties of the past have given way to a new complex reality shaped by great power rivalry, protectionist policies, supply chain disruptions, digital transformation, and very uncertain geopolitical realities. We see the birthing of a new world order that is unclear and is taking shapes. Today, strengthening BRICS trade is not just a goal, it is a necessity. This becomes even more crucial with the ongoing tariff disruptions we are experiencing in the global trade arena. This has brought significant uncertainties in international trade. I therefore certainly share some of my thoughts. First, we must diversify our trade channels. The overdependence on traditional markets has made many economies vulnerable. It is time for us to deepen BRICS Plus cooperation, to trade more with each other, to invest in one another, and to build resilient trade corridors across our regions. BRICS alone represent, like I said, 41% of world population. Hence, BRICS Plus represent a bigger number, which translates to huge markets for trade. Let us establish seamless transport networks, digital transforms for trade, and more crucially, local currency settlement systems that reduce our exposure to volatile currency politics. Secondly, we must enhance intra-BRICS trade. Despite our collective strength, trade among BRICS members remain below potential. We must lower trade barriers, harmonize standards, and support the development of regional value chains in agriculture, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and critical minerals. Third, we must coordinate our strategic resources. Our bloc is rich in energy, minerals, agricultural products, and human capital. Together, we can set global benchmarks, not by isolating others, but by ensuring fairness, transparency, and predictability in global markets. Imagine BRICS frameworks for food and energy security backed by coordinated policies and joint investments. And lastly, we must embrace digital and green revolutions. Trade is no longer just about goods, it's about data, services, innovation, and sustainability. Let us build digital bridges shared by e-commerce platforms, fintech, and common cybersecurity standards. Thank you.
Agradecemos o deputado
Thank
Busayo
our
Olu
Deputy
Ole
Busayo Olu Oke,
presidente da Comissão de
President of the
Relações
Committee
Exteriores
of
da
Foreign
Câmara dos
Relations
Representantes da
of the
República Federal da
Representative
Nigéria.
Chamber of Nigeria.
Agradecemos
We
e
want to
parabenizamos
thank
a todos
and
pelas valiosas
congratulate
contribuições
everyone's
prestadas nessa primeira
contributions
sessão de
in
trabalho.
this first working
Sem dúvida,
session.
essa troca de
Undoubtedly,
visões e
this
de
vision
perspectivas em
exchange
torno
and
do tema
perspective
debatido
around
é
the debated
uma
topics
valiosa
are an
experiência.
invaluable
Antes
experience.
de encerrar a primeira sessão
Before
de
we
trabalho,
close the first
a
working
presidência
session, the
convida todas as
presidency invites
delegações
all the
a se
delegations
deslocarem para o
to
restaurante da
move
Câmara dos
forward
Deputados,
to the restaurant
localizado
of
no
our
10º
Deputy
andar do
Chamber,
anexo
Chamber of
4,
Deputies
com o
in the
auxílio da
Annex
nossa
4
equipe de
with the help
cerimonial,
of our
onde será
Master of
servido o almoço de
Ceremony
trabalho.
team where
Em
our
seguida, às
working
14
lunch will be
horas, nesse
served.
mesmo plenário,
Following that,
terá
at 2
início a
p.m. in
segunda
this
sessão de
same
trabalho,
plenary, we'll have
com
the
o tema
second
Promoção de
session
Investimentos e
with the
Transferência de
topic Promoting
Tecnologia para o
Investments and
Desenvolvimento
Technology
Sustentável.
Transfer
Eu convido
for
a todos
Sustainable
que possam
Development.
se
I invite each
colocar
and
aqui
every
na
one of
frente
you
para a realização de uma
to
foto
stand up
oficial
here
da
to the
participação
front so we can
e
take an official
posteriormente vocês
picture,
estão
please.
liberados para ir
All
para o
delegates, all foreign
cumprindo a
delegates,
determinação
And
e a
I
função desta
invite
primeira reunião de
the
trabalho,
determination of
declaro
the first, and I
encerrado
declare
os trabalhos.
closed the sessions of the first meeting.